I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce.
Greetings, world. As you can see, Kyle's not with us tonight. He's producing, so it's just the three. I don't know what you want to call us. The three hooligans. I don't
amigos.
know. The
It's
three
Stooges
amigos,
was
whatever
right
you like.
there.
It's the B team.
Stooges, yeah.
It's the B team.
It's the B squad, the taxi squad coming up from the minors, trying to get us some MLB service time. But anyway, welcome everybody. Obviously you can see we have Spoon and TV Jones. Kyle's producing tonight. He did a whole 4 hours with Spoon on camera tonight. So that's enough said right there. He doesn't want to be on camera anymore. Or sorry, Scoop, excuse me. But whole bunch of games today. Did you guys have decent days? Spoon, did you have a good day?
I'm going to break even as long as the Athletics manage to not blow this, which I feel pretty comfortable about right now.
You're safe on that one. Trev?
Yeah, I'm basically going to break it. I'll be down a little under half unit. Been going full unit on Caglione unders hits runs, so I'll be a little under with that. But yeah, not terrible. You know, Brewers won. Mizorowski just dropped his nuts on their face. So all in all, a good day.
Yeah, I'm having a pretty decent day myself. I can't lie, but lots of games to talk about for tomorrow. Let's get it started in an early one. Tampa Bay on the road in Detroit. Spoon, you want to kick us off? I think this price is off, personally.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I think you get Zach Littell at a really cheap price here. Reese Olson, this is a guy I would like to back most times out there, but you get Zach Littell at this price. I think it's just a Tampa Bay spot for me. I don't know the Detroit bats. I feel like they're kind of cooling down, as well are the Rays bats. So I also went to the under. I kind of went back and forth with this game. I'd like to see how the market develops. I don't have a bet yet, but my strong leans the under for the pick on the board.
Trevor?
Yeah, it's going to be under again. Both games otherwise went under. I know it's going to be during the day, but wind's going to be blowing in from right field about 6 to 8 miles an hour, a little bit of potential rain. So, I mean, I think Littell's going to be fine. Reese Olson's going to be fine. Both of these bats have kind of just cooled off too, so it would be under or nothing for me in this one.
I think I'm going to be betting the Rays. I have them at plus 132. I also want to see what this line does, because I know that everybody likes to bet the Tigers, especially at home. But obviously the Rays are a pretty popular side these days as well. But it's more or less just not me trying to pick on Reese Olson. He's been really, really good this year too. It's just me trying to continue to find ways to back Zach Littell. I mean, he had 2 bad starts against Baltimore and Boston, but besides that, I mean, he's been really good. His last 2 road starts, mind you, Baltimore and Minnesota, 13 innings, only 7 hits and 2 runs. I know that they've obviously Detroit, I think, is the better team than Tampa Bay. I don't think there's any question there, but I also wonder what Reese Olson has really done. I mean, Cleveland, Toronto, Texas, LA, Houston. I mean, those teams aren't really super offensively gifted. And I know that this Rays team can be kind of hit or miss, but the fact of the matter is they're still a top 10 team versus right-handed pitching over the course of the year, more likely a top 8 team. But, and the Rays are going to have a full bullpen behind him. I just feel like the Rays finally get one. Like I said, I just felt like the price was off a little bit to get the Rays at plus 130 or better. So let's be Rays for me.
Is there any bullpen issues here? Because I don't know, plus 128 feels very generous.
Nothing crazy, I don't think, for either side, honestly. I know that the Rays is completely good, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be really hard for the Detroit to be that bad. But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Rays only use 2 arms tonight. They're great tomorrow.
Vest, Holton, Tommy. So you're probably not going to have Vest and Holton, maybe, depending. I mean, Holton's on a really low pitch count, so he's probably still fine. And Tommy had worked the prior 2 nights off. So, yeah, nothing crazy. I guess Vest is not there. But next game, Dodgers on the road in Milwaukee. Go ahead, Trevor. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, Dodgers actually do hit lefties on the road, which is the problem. But Glasnow making his return, too, after after, I don't know, a couple months he's been off. Kind of feels like we're just going to see a bunch of runs in this game, to be honest. I like the over 8.5. You got Glasnow returning. Quintana hasn't looked – he's looked good, but he hasn't looked incredible. Dodgers hit lefties. We got a getaway day. Both of these, the Brewers' first game looked pretty good. The offense looked decent today also. Dodgers haven't, but I think tomorrow's a good spot for them to get runs off Quintana. And I think Glasnow is going to take a little bit of time to adjust back. And the Brewers at home have been hitting and getting on base a little bit. So I think they're going to be able to string across some hits and take advantage of Glasnow making his return here. So give me the over 8.5 in this one. I think we're going to see some runs. If I had to pick a side, you know where I'm sitting.
Just something I wanted to add here. So in the Tampa Bay game, I was looking for a reason of why not to bet the Rays at plus 130, and I may have found one. They immediately fly to Boston after this, and Detroit has off. So obviously Boston, a division series, much more important than the Detroit series. I'm not saying that scares me off Tampa. I'm just saying it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, do you want to get swept going into that game and then have – yeah, I feel you. I'm with Trevor on the over, though. I'll just go really quickly. I'm with Trevor on the over. I've already bet this as well. Mr. Glasnow, obviously very, very good. Obviously very injury prone, but he's going to be coming back. I don't know if they're necessarily like rushing him back with his shoulder. That would be dumb. But I mean, he had 3 rehab starts and he was terrible in all those starts. So I'm not in a position where I'm trying to back. I'm not trying to make a case that they're just going to completely destroy Tyler Glasnow. I mean, he is very good, but I do think that it's more than possible they can get a couple off of him. And then as far as Quintana's been concerned, he had a couple good starts early, but recently 3 of his last 4 starts have been really, really bad. Miraculously, he had like a 6 innings, no run performance where he walked 4 guys and still didn't give up any runs in Minnesota. I don't know how he skated through that, but he did. But this Dodgers team has been pretty good versus lefties and seeing some pretty decent ones at that. Framber Valdez, Bubik, Noah Cameron, Mackenzie Gore, David Peterson, Ryan Yarborough, Max Fried, David Peterson again. So I think there should be some runs here tomorrow. So I played the over 8.5 as well, Trevor. Spoon?
I saw a lot of good signs coming out of Tyler Glasnow's last rehab start. I don't make too much of the actual numbers that come out of them because the pitchers all come in with different objectives for what they're trying to do in that game. And Tyler Glasnow is not a guy that's trying to get called up. He's just trying to make sure his stuff is right. I think he can pitch well in the first 5 versus this Brewers team, but I don't expect him to go more than 4 to 5 innings. He's still going to be on a 80, 85-ish pitch count, in my opinion. So I don't know how much faith I want to put into him. I would like to try to back him. This is probably going to be the cheapest price you'll ever get to do it, but Quintana is a guy on the other side of the mound that he's more of an innings eater than somebody that's just going to overpower you, but I don't know how much faith you can put into these Dodgers bats right now. They're missing quite a few bats out of the back end of this. I went back and forth. I like that under. That's more the side that I feel on this. It's the exact opposite of you guys. I think Quintana can probably keep these Dodgers bats off the board for a little bit. The bullpen's still pretty fresh, and I expect the same with Glasnow. I think he's going to come out here and shove. So put me on the board for the under. I'm probably not going to get to the ticket window with this bet, though.
How long do you think it's been since Trevor has watched that Brewers jersey?
I saw that comment, and it's been a week and a half. Thank you very much.
Are they on a week and a half win streak?
No, I just washed it because I wore it out and it rained, and then so I washed it, and I mean, wear it on here to.
I don't have any jerseys, but if I did, I wouldn't see the point of washing it unless you spilled something on it, if I'm being dead honest. So,
I'm going outside playing baseball and sweating in the damn thing. I just wear it in here to piss people off.
I think laundry's different in Wisconsin, too. It's like a once-a-month thing.
I was waiting for him to tell me the rain counted as a wash.
Probably that's
no.
I mean,
I'm not that disgusting. God damn. I know I'm a Brewers fan, but come on.
All right. Next game up, Toronto White Sox. Spoon, you can kick us off here.
I have a bet in this game. I already went to the ticket window with Toronto -1. Eric Lauer's just pitched amazing all season. This is a guy I've kind of looked for ways to fade, but it's not going to happen. His arm's starting to get built up. He's seeing lineups 2 to 3 times through, and he's still not getting exposed. I think this is a White Sox lineup that's going to be the easiest 1 through 9 he's faced all season, and I don't see any reason that that's going to stop today. On the opposite side, we got Adrian Hauser. Yeah, he struggles more with lefties, and these Blue Jays bats have more righties. But you got Lucas leading off. This is a really this is a team that can build their lineup to face either side, and I think they're really going to attack the White Sox tomorrow. I don't see how I lose this bet. I like the -1, the -1.5. Just it's not the bet for me, so I'll just take the -1.
What's the
I
price?
got -108 with it. Sorry.
Trev?
Yeah, I hate day baseball. Weird shit always happens, but I do like Toronto -1.5 again. Just run it back. They're absolutely dominating. Adrian Hauser has looked good. He's gone 15 innings, not giving up a run his last 2 outings. At Colorado, went 8 shutty with 4 hits. They did score 2 off of errors, but I mean, he's been pretty damn good. I mean, he had 2, 3, and 3 given up. Those are his worst outings of the year. I mean, he's got four scoreless games, 1 with 1 run. I mean, he's looked pretty damn good for the most part. So I think some weird shit's going to happen, but I can't get to the White Sox whatsoever. It'd be Toronto -1.5 for me, but I'm actually just going to lay off this game. I have a weird feeling about it, so I'm just going to sit back and not do anything with it. But the Blue Jays do have the day off, and the game got rained out tonight in the 7th, so their bullpen should be fresh for this game, and they don't have a game to travel to tomorrow. So I feel like they're just going to they should get to Hauser in this bullpen, but something's not sitting right with me, so I'm just going to lay off.
Yeah, I think it might be a sneaky White Sox spot.
White Sox first 5 for me, +115. I think that we have a pitching advantage here with the White Sox with Adrian Hauser. I mean, very dominant versus righty bats. I mean, the lefty bats can get to him, sure. So that's Luke's, Barger, and Wagner. I mean, really got to worry about Barger. Luke's and Wagner. I mean, Luke's has been really good for them, but again, I think that Hauser should be able to be just fine against this lineup. I mean, he's been really, really good. Again, against lackluster lineups, I will give you that. I mean, Toronto is going to be by far the best lineup he has faced. There's no question about that. But on the flip side of that, you can also make a case that this is going to be the best pitcher that the Blue Jays have seen in a while. I mean, Sean Burke, Kahanowitz, Kent Hendricks, Clark Schmidt, Will Warren, Walker Buehler, Giolito, Bello. I mean, I know that Adrian Hauser isn't some household name, but I mean, he's really performed pretty well this year since he started with the White Sox. And then as far as Eric Lauer is concerned, it's not like a fade of him. I think he's just like an average pitcher that's going to give you five innings, a 2 or 3 run baseball, give or take. But this White Sox team, this is when you want to attack with them, is against left-handed pitching. They've been more than feasible versus left-handed pitching. They got 4 off of Kershaw, Robbie Ray, and Eduardo Rodriguez pitched well against them, but Liberatore they got 2 off of. They got 2 off of Framber, 3 off of Corbin, 3 off of Boyd, 3 off of Lodolo. So I think this is a really good spot to get on the White Sox earlier in the first 5. I don't want to deal with the bullpens, but I do think in the first 5, I think we have a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, I mean, the Blue Jays have been killing it. They had the series against the Yankees, and then they went to before that they were Boston, then the Yankees, then against the Angels they got caught a little flat there. They went to extra innings 2 of those games, and now it's the final game before they have a day off and travel. I don't know. It's just a flat spot. I won't bet the White Sox. I'm just saying if I was to bet it, it would be the White Sox.
I'm betting the White Sox just so everybody knows. Padres wins, Kyle. If you didn't see that. Next game up, Phillies. Sweating this one out as we speak on the road in San Francisco to take on the Giants. Verlander and Luzardo on the bump. TV Jones, what say you? Muted?
Yes, I was. I'm going to be playing Philly, -131. You got Verlander. You know, he's looked all right lately, but his xFIP is like two points higher than what it is currently. Philly, you know, they're not great versus righties on the road on the season, but they're not terrible. But if you look at the Giants versus lefties at home this year, they are second worst in the majors, 52 WRC plus. You know, they've got a sub 20% hard hit percentage versus lefties too. Luzardo's looked really damn good. Verlander's not a guy we like to back anyway. It's going to be day. It's only going to be 60 degrees, but winds can be blowing out, sun's out. I think Luzardo's going to be fine here. I think he does just well versus lineup, and I think Philly gets it done here. San Francisco, it's just lefties they're not good against lefties whatsoever. And now you're going to have to go face Luzardo, who's kind of figured his shit out lately. So I like Philly here at the minus 131 price. I actually bet this one also.
I just saw in a comment someone asked about the Kansas State game. I would like to know more about the Dublin field. I know the Germany field and the London field pretty well. But
Didn't they play in Dublin last year?
Answer the question.
Notre Dame owns Dublin.
You guys want me to check out real fast? Start talking about
Oh my God,
shady
give a pick,
football.
dude.
I said Spoon is up, and then you interrupted me.
Luzardo is a huge red flag for me right now. We look at this guy versus Milwaukee and Toronto. In less than 6 innings, he gave up 20 earned runs, 21 hits, and 5 walks. His last outing out versus Cincinnati, he gave up 5 earned, 6 hits, and 3 walks in just 2 innings pitched. The 2 starts I referenced right there, he was documented for tipping his pitches. When you tip your pitches, you try to adjust and try to make things that make it less obvious. I think Cincinnati picked up on something there. I don't know that San Francisco can't pick up on the same thing, so I can't back Philadelphia here. This is a spot where I could only go to the over. I don't trust Justin Verlander. I think these Philly bats can get to him. And 8's just a regular total here at Oracle. I don't see any reason we can't get over it. It's a very pitcher-friendly park, but if you got a pitcher tipping his pitches to a lineup that really wants to get hot, I don't see why San Francisco can't get 3 or 4 runs off him. And same thing with Philadelphia. We add in these bullpens. This is a spot where I could only be on the over. I haven't got to the ticket window. Luzardo's just the volatility level there is just through the roof. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, you just said it for me. I have no idea in this one. I guess you could put up under 8. There was 8.5 on ESPN. I guess under 8 if you really wanted to. But I don't know what to expect from Luzardo. I have a sneaky feeling that Verlander just pitches well tomorrow in a vintage Verlander-esque type of game. He really hasn't faced really any good competition, but at the same time, I mean, this Phillies lineup versus right-handed pitching, really hasn't done anything at all, especially on the road. I mean, over the last 30 days on the road, they're 27th in WRC plus, 28th in OPS, 27th in WOBA, but on the full season, they're only like 19th or 20th in those categories. So it's not like any split gets better for the Phillies on the road. And as far as Luzardo is concerned, like Spoon said, it's so hit or miss, and he's really good versus righty bats and really bad versus lefty bats, which should be set up good for him because there's only 2 lefty bats in that lineup in Lee and Devers, so he should pitch well against them. But San Francisco's already seen him once this year. They got 3 runs off of him. I just don't know if I just don't know how to trust him. Not to mention, I don't know if this line's gone down, but I thought it was like 140-ish when it opened. So maybe there's some sharps on San Francisco. I don't know. I think that both of these guys probably pitch well tomorrow, but I don't have enough to put my money on it. So it would be under a pass. Next game up. Oh, the Mets on the road in Baltimore. Shout out both these teams for hitting my over today. Couldn't ask for more from both of these teams offensively. Spoon, you can kick us off on this one. What do you think you got here?
I think this is a spot where we back the Mets. We got Sagano on the mound. He's clearly not right. His last 2 games, he's given up 7 earned and 6 earned between them, 9 hits and 10 hits, a walk to each team. This is a spot where the Mets bats, I really feel like, can get to Sagano. We got David Peterson on the other side. He's a left-handed pitcher that pitches really well to lefties, a whip under 1 on the season, an xFIP at 2.35. These are really impressive numbers. All the bats you have to worry about in this Orioles lineup are lefties. You don't have to pay a huge number right now. You can get minus 148 on the Mets, and I just paid it. Give me the Mets money line.
Trev?
Yeah, it would be the over 9.5 for me. I think the Mets are going to be able to get to Sagano and Baltimore. I think their bats are waking up. They're kind of figuring things out here. I think they can get to Peterson. Weather-wise tomorrow, just had this up. Wind's blowing out to left field. It's going to rain a little bit, but I still think Sagano's going to give up his fair amount, and Peterson and company going today. That bullpen's going to be a little thinner, so I think they're going to be able to score some runs here. It might even get a rain delay, so this is going to force potentially the bullpens to come in earlier than anticipated, and help push these guys to the over. So it would be over 9.5 or nothing for me. Haven't fired anything in this game, but if I was to pick a side, it would be the Mets too. They've just been they've been pretty damn hot the last couple of days. So it would be Mets or nothing in my opinion. But over, I like more than a side.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with Trevor. Over 9.5 for me as well. I think that the Mets could destroy Sagano regardless. I mean, they're one of the best teams in Major League Baseball versus a splitter and the fastball. That's like his top 2 pitches. So especially the splitter, that's the thing that made me really excited about this one as far as the Mets are concerned. On top of that, David Peterson, nothing bad to say about him. Has looked shaky in 3 of his last 4 starts. I guess the Atlanta start wasn't necessarily shaky, but my point being is that this Orioles offense, like Trevor said, the offense is starting to wake up. And versus lefties, I mean, they got to Corbin twice. I mean, they scored some runs off of him at least. They got 3 off of Max Fried in 6 innings. They got 3 off Kikuchi in 5 2/3, 6 off of Tyler Anderson. They didn't get any off of Skubal. Congratulations. Jacob Lopez pitched well against them in 4 innings. 4 off of JP Sears, 2 off of Mackenzie Gore in 3 2/3 innings. So I think that there's an opportunity for both these teams to score runs, not to mention the weather here. We saw it today. There was kind of started slow, and then everybody started scoring runs late. So I just think that, 9.5 too many. I think there's 10 plus runs tomorrow. So over.
I would agree with Spoon here on the Mets. It's a little too pricey for me. But it would either be Mets or the same bet I said last night, Mets team total over 5.5. I had said when the Mets had that day off and went on the road trip that I think it's a really good time for the Mets bats to start hitting. I said yesterday, I expect the Mets to score runs in this series here in Camden. So I would expect them to be putting crooked numbers up today and tomorrow as well. And then hopefully the momentum carries into Kansas City in the series after that. But I like the Mets to score and probably win.
Yeah, that team total is 5.5, like plus 112, plus 114. So if you're looking to tail Kyle or something like that, I don't know if he actually bet it, but
I did not.
Okay. Next game up, another 2 teams, mostly the Yankees. Thank you for hitting my over. Seattle on the road in New York. Trevor, what'd you shake your head for? Did you have something?
No, it's just the Mets or Mariners today. I mean, fuck, dude.
Yeah, you guys all talked me into that too. You guys all talked
I forgot about that.
You guys talked me into
When
that.
I saw the world
bet.
on it, I was like, dude, they're baiting us into taking the
I
Mariners.
even said that last night. I
here.
said,
Kyle, this is not a bet that you
No,
usually
everyone in the voice chat can't be into it. I was susceptible, I was vulnerable, and I was caught up in the moment. I got taken advantage of and bet the Mariners.
It happens. Spoon, what say you in this game? What do you know about Cam Schittler?
Schittler.
I made that name on purpose.
Wait, hold on. I believe it's Schlittler.
Yes.
I'm
I
going
thought it
with
was
Schittler.
Shitler the first time I saw it. Yeah, I had to do a double take.
I got the list on
Schittler.
Schittler.
I had a little dental work today, guys, so I can't really pronounce everything. So anyway, Spoon, go ahead.
He's got a fastball sitting between 93 and 98, a slider that sits 85, 87, a curve in the 80s, and a changeup that sits 85 to 90. So this is a guy that I feel like has a pitch mix where he can be successful at some levels. But if you look at him, he's gone between AAA and AA this year. He's gone back and forth. And one question I always ask when you see a young guy come to the majors is, why is he coming to the majors? Is this a guy that's earned his spot? Is this a guy that really needs to come up and the management wants to see him at the top level? Or is somebody hurt? And this is somebody's hurt. Schmidt's done for the season, and they need somebody to fill in for him right now. They're right before the All-Star break. This guy has a ton of options left on his contract, so they can move him up and down as many times as they want with no issues. So they're not even taking their top prospect at this point. I feel like this is a guy that can probably get hit. If we look at his numbers in the minors, it looks like he's pretty dominant versus righty bats and struggles with lefties. He's given up almost all of his home runs to lefty bats. So this is a Seattle lineup. I expect to be able to get to him. There's a lot of lefties here that swing the bat well. You have J.P. Crawford, Cal Raleigh, Jorge Polanco, Luke Raley, the rookie Canzone, and Cole Young hitting at the bottom is what I see for a projected lineup tomorrow. And I think they can probably get to Schlittler and Logan Evans on the other side of this. This is a pitcher I do like, but I'd much rather back him in T-Mobile where you have the pitcher-friendly park. It's hard to really barrel up guys because you can't get comfortable on the mound. The batter's eye just noted for being terrible. On the road, this guy's given up runs to Arizona. He's given up runs to the White Sox. This is probably just an over for me. I don't think I'm going to get to the ticket window with it. I think Seattle's also the side in this game. I don't think this rookie is being called up in a really good spot for him. This is a spot where he's kind of getting hung out to dry, and I think Cal Raleig's home run's probably going to be a really good prop tomorrow.
I'm with you on the over 9.5. I honestly think this might close at 10 tomorrow, guys. Like he said, Schiller's got really bad numbers versus lefty bats. There's going to be a whole bunch of lefties with power in that lineup. And as far as Logan Evans is concerned, has looked decent in times at Safeco Field, or whatever it is now, T-Mobile Park. Sorry, used to be Safeco Field when I was a kid. But his home starts against who? Kansas City. Good job. The Nationals. Good job. And Toronto in May. They weren't Toronto back then. His road starts, slaughtered by Arizona, kind of slaughtered by the White Sox. Looked really good against the Padres. We know that offense is terrible. And he got slaughtered by Texas. So I have a hard time believing on an 85-degree day with the balls that should be flying in Yankee Stadium that he pitches well either. So, yeah, over 9.5 for me.
By the way, the Phillies just lost on a walk-off inside the park home run.
No, you're kidding.
No. My base MLB TV wouldn't load it. Are you shitting me? I got to go see this. Anyway, it would be over 9.5.
That's the second inside the park home run of the night. I'm sorry, Trevor. Keep going.
No, you're good. No, Lawrence
How many
Butler
walk-off
too.
wins do the Giants have at home this year? Unfucking believable.
Isn't that their second walk-off inside the Parker too? They had that Little League home run earlier this year, and now they have this one. Oh, God, I love baseball. Yeah, it would be over 9.5 for me too here. I mean, you guys already went over it. Logan Evans on the road gets absolutely bent over. And now you're going to get the Yankees who, they lose a lot of games, but they can score some runs. It's their pitching staff that really struggles. And now you're going to get Schitler coming in here facing Seattle, who on the road this season versus righties. They're fifth best in the majors, a 120 WRC plus. They have a sub 20% strikeout rate. They hit the ball about 36% hard hit, and they give it a lot of fly balls too. So I think we're going to see some runs here. I think both pitchers give it up, and then the bullpens, especially you got New York, the Yankees in there. Their bullpen's been very rough last couple of weeks. Going to be going against this Mariners lineup. So I like the over 9.5, clean sweep across the board here.
Love it.
By the way, if you're wondering how the inside the park home run happened, look no further than Brandon Marsh, who misplayed the ball off the wall
again.
Yeah, the ball came off the wall. It granted in a very weird way, but he misplayed it and ended up running after it. That's why they lost.
I'm watching it now. Wow.
My wife sees Brandon Marsh on the TV. She walks away and says strikeout, and that is true. That is 100% a true story. Dead true.
Oh, I love my Philly bet even more tomorrow. Fucking absolute fade of that. That's going to be fantastic.
This is an interesting game right here. I mean, you're getting Miami on the road in Cincinnati. You're getting Sandy, who's been absolutely terrible, versus a Reds team that can't hit. But yet here they are hanging. I mean, Andrew Abbott's been really good, but I mean, they're giving you this Marlins team that's red hot versus a Reds team that can't win, plus 120. TB Jones, what say you?
Yeah, that's what scares me, but I still don't believe in the Reds offense. I mean, the Fish have been fucking ridiculous. Like all they do is win. DJ Khaled said it best. That's all they do. They go on the road and they win. And now you're going to get the Reds with Abbott at a 140 price. That's a pretty good price for Abbott versus Miami. But the problem is Miami can actually score and get shit done. I know they just put up 22 runs tonight or whatever the fuck they did, but I think they're going to absolutely come out and it may be a little ugly, but I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to get to them. And I think Alcantara, this is a good spot for him to actually have a good game. Cincinnati's offense is in a major slump right now, and they can't score for shit. So give me the Marlins at plus 120, fading Abbott. More the offense of Cincinnati that can't do anything than Andrew Abbott himself.
I disagree with this one. I think this is a Reds bet here.
Yeah, this one's it's just so hard for me. I think I want to bet the Reds. I want to back Abbott off of probably one of his worst outings of his career on the road in Philadelphia. But I mean, he pitched well against the Padres at home, but previous to that, I mean, Minnesota got to him, Milwaukee got to him. So it's not like Great America Ballpark's been great to him so far this year. He's looked really good on the road and stuff too. And on top of that, Miami has gotten to him the last 2 times that they've seen him. Not that it's probably a huge sample size or anything like that, but and then as far as Sandy's concerned, I mean, you can't really trust him at all. I mean, in Cincinnati's already seen him once this year. They got 3 runs off of him in 6 innings. Like, I just kind of want to go back to the over 8.5. I mean, they hung an 8.5 over today, and I bet it, and it was fine. And I think I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. I don't know. You can put over up for me. I don't really know what to do. Spoon, your thoughts?
Put me up on the board for Miami Marlins money line as well. I also lean to the under, not the over here. I feel like Sandy can pitch really well. This is a guy that's really coming off 2 terrible starts, giving up 12 earned, 15 hits, and 1 walk in his last 12 innings. But that was to Milwaukee and Arizona. Those lineups are just in a different class than where Cincinnati is right now. Cincinnati versus right-handed pitching over the last 14 days are almost dead last in every category. I still have faith in Sandy. I know this year hasn't been his best year. He's coming back off injury, and it takes a long time to rehab, start to get everything to feel right. I expect after the All-Star break, Sandy probably gets traded, goes to a new team, and everybody's going to say, where was this arm the whole season? I think he needs a show-off game before he gets traded. Why not show off against these Cincinnati Reds? Andrew Abbott's been pitching really well on the opposite side of this, so that kind of brings me to the other side of the lean to the under. But I just really think the Miami bats can get a couple off him, and I don't trust that bullpen. The Reds bullpen ERA the last 30 days is the bottom 3rd in baseball, and I really feel like Miami just wins this game.
Yeah,
I just bet the Reds. I'm on Cincinnati here. Yeah, we know the Marlins hit on the road, but they don't hit lefties at all. And now they're going to face a really good one in Andrew Abbott. Andrew Abbott coming off a bad start. I want to pull it up on the screen so you guys could see it. So here, Marlins on the road, we know they're savage, but against lefties, they're pretty bad. And if you look at the lefty starters here, I mean, didn't get to Eduardo Rodriguez, Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez. They did get to Luzardo, but that was kind of like his homecoming back to Miami. They're just not really getting to lefty starters. So I think Abbott pitches well coming off the bad game. And if you take a step back, we know the Marlins have been hot, but if you take a step back and look at it, I just got a -138 with the better team at home with the starting pitching advantage. I'm on the Reds, -138. I bet it.
Next game up, Rockies in Boston. Go ahead, Trevor. Are you just rinsing and repeating?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to do. Giolito's been, he's been good for the most part. He's surprising to me. I was all about getting ready to fade this guy, and he's looked pretty damn good. But -300 scary as fuck. I think the only way you play this is like Giolito win, Boston -2 or something like that. -1.5's got to be a ridiculous number here. Trying to find it. Yeah, -140 against. It's a little steep. I would honestly just do -2 or team total over. I mean, Sensatella. It is what it is. I mean, they're scoring runs like crazy right now. We got like 19 in the 2 games or something.
I know he didn't just say Red Sox -2.
That's why I laughed. I couldn't even hold it in. I was like, yo, this is ridiculous.
Well, it doesn't. It is what it is. I mean, Colorado, their fucking pitching staff is it's disrespectful to baseball what they strut out there every single day. It's crazy. So I mean, just do it -2. Either they're either gonna lose the game or something, or they're gonna win by 7 again. It is what it is. It's disgusting, but I think they absolutely bebop around Sensatella and this pitching staff in Boston tomorrow, and I think Giolito's just going to have another dominant game. Maybe Giolito record win, something. I mean, there's no way you can bet Colorado. I mean, I can't. I couldn't stomach it. No chance. No, thank you. They're getting these numbers every single day, and they're still -37% ROI on the season. You just can't bet Colorado. No, thank you. Absolutely not. Wouldn't bet them with your money toast. So Red Sox -2.
Well, you neglected to say that Gotella has been pitching pretty decent over his last 4 starts.
Gotella.
So I don't know. Spoon, your thoughts?
I would be on the under in this game. I look at Fenway as a park that plays much more offensively once the temperatures are higher, but you have lower temperatures today, wind blowing in. There's a chance for rain in the forecast. I think Senzatella would look a lot better if you put him in a home park like Oracle or T-Mobile. We wouldn't be talking about him in near the same sense, but he pitches at Coors, and that makes all of his numbers look disgusting. But if you can look past that and just see the pitcher on the mound, this is a guy that I see pitches pretty well to lineups that have dangerous lefties. The young guys that are on this Boston lineup still, the ones I'm worried about are lefties. I look at Senzatella versus a Washington lineup, 0 earned runs. Arizona lineup, 5 1/3, 2 earned runs, just 4 hits. I don't understand why he can't pitch to Boston here. I already touched on the weather. I think you just want to put me on the board for the under. I'm going to have a hard time betting this game, but I also feel like Giolito gets a lot of disrespect in this league, and this is a guy just a couple of years removed from being the ace of his staff. And why can't he show that versus Colorado today? Just a really weak lineup. This is a spot I like this under a lot. The other side of this, you can get a plus 2.5 on the Rockies right now. Minus
you can
125.
get under 9.5 and plus 2.5 at good prices.
Like both of those bets are. I don't know. I'm talking myself into actually betting this right now.
I'm thinking about taking the Rockies money line, brother. Come on board.
Fuck, dude.
Come aboard. I mean,
I was just there. It was a good spot to be.
And I've been like the guy on this show consistently talking about how good Lucas Giolito is, and no one's talking about him. And I agree with that. And a 9.5, under 9.5 on ESPN right now at a juice 130 or 135, like I would bet that as well. But I do think this is like a decent spot to play on the Rockies. I mean, you have a Rockies team that, again, we all know how bad they are. But like Spoon just said, Senzatella hasn't been like god-awful terrible over his last couple of starts, or last 3 of his last 4 starts. And on top of that, you have Boston that's, I mean, been playing, we can say that they're playing a little bit over their head right now. I mean, they're scoring 6, 7, 9, 10 runs a night, whatever you want to call it. And again, and they have Tampa Bay coming in on deck, a big divisional series for them that could get them back into the race. I don't know. I just don't really love the spot for Boston. I think that Colorado could surprise some people tomorrow. So I haven't betted or anything, but I'm really, really close to taking a shot with Colorado tomorrow. You just never know when Gotella is going to show up, and it could be just on a random day in Boston. You never know.
I kind of want to take the Rockies for the sheer fact that Trevor just gave out the Red Sox -2 on my goddamn show, making me look like like.
Hey, 2-0 in the last 2 games against the Rockies.
All right, next game up. What do we got here? Oh, Cubs on the road in Minnesota. This one broke Kyle's heart tonight. 7 runs in the last 2 innings.
I deserve this shit. I just want
kill
to
his under. Well, not kill it.
One.
He pushed. So didn't kill it, but still hurts his heart. That's for sure. Spoon, this is your favorite team. What are your thoughts on this one?
This is my favorite team, and Cade Horton is not my favorite pitcher on my favorite team. This is a guy I lack trust for. I see the path to him being a successful pitcher in the future, but right now it hasn't all come together. He doesn't have enough trust in his secondary pitches to make his fastball anything that they're not just going to load up against. They're just going to sit there and not swing at the slider or the curve, and they're going to wait for that fastball. This is a guy that struggles versus righties. I expect the Twins to stack this lineup with 8 righties tomorrow. The opposite side of this, I see the Cubs absolutely demolishing Festa. This is a team, it's not going to score 1 run very often. They've just done it in back-to-back games. I get it's right before the All-Star break. There's all sorts of different things going on. You get excited guys that are going to the All-Star game, guys that feel like they're snubbed because young guys are getting all the attention. I don't think any of that really comes into play here. I feel like they see David Festa, and this is just batting practice. The only way I could get to this game is an over. I'm not going to get to the ticket window with this. I would like to watch this game and not get upset about the Cubs losing money for me.
Well, I shared your same sentiments. I have Cubs team total over 4.5 at -115 for me. Festa's a guy that I actually was I liked coming into the year, but it just really has been kind of hit or miss. I mean, on the road at Miami, he really didn't look that great. I mean, gave up 4 runs in 6 innings. On the road, Detroit was like his Mona Lisa performance. He looked fantastic there, but Milwaukee got to him. He only lasted 3 2/3 against Cincinnati. I mean, he pitched well against Texas. He looked so against the White Sox, and he got destroyed by Oakland. And he's facing this Cubs team, like Spoon said, that just kind of shit the bed here today, or yesterday, I should say, because everybody's going to be watching this tomorrow. And who's been not only one of the best offenses on the road, we'll just call them top 5, but they are number 1 full season as far as WRC plus, OPS, WOBA, all that, but versus right-handed pitching as well. And I mean, they've killing all the righty starters that they're seeing. They saw multiple guys out of the Twins bullpen today, which I think is huge because I mentioned, like I said, Festa's not going deep in a game. So Columbi, Stewart, Sands, Jackson, Wentz all pitched today, not meaning that they're not all going to be available or anything like that. I think Jax and I think that's it. Are the only ones that won't be available. But all the middle relievers, I mean, the Cubs saw today. So unless Festa goes deep into this game, which I don't think he will, you're going to be forced to seeing a couple guys that you've already seen or guys that aren't that good. So I just think that there's a lot of ways for the Cubs to score runs tomorrow.
Spoon. Spoon, I'm down to bet the Cubs. I heard what you said, and I felt like the Cubs at a pick is affordable. I want to bet the Cubs. You really think the over is the better look?
Did you hear the end part of it where I wanted to watch the game without watching them blow it?
I want to bet the Cubs here. The reason that I was on the under and the reason that I thought Richardson was going to pitch well today, and he did, was he's been good as hell, and he's just got great numbers against righty bats, which is what the Cubs are loaded with. That is not the case for Festa.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cubs should smack the shit out of them. I think you play the Cubs here.
You can play the team total with me.
No.
I know you hate me, but okay.
No. I want to play the Cubs.
I wish I had a mute button for the guy that produces the show. Anyway, TV Jones.
Kyle, did you lock it in?
I'm betting it right now.
I like the over 9 with Spoon. I mean, you look at Festa at home versus righties. He's got a 333 average, a 500 slug, 378 WOBA. Going to have 6 righties in there tomorrow. 5, 6 Hap can switch. And then you look at Cade Horton on the road. My God, lefties, 283 average, a 396 slug, 311 WOBA. And righties, 341 average, 500 slug, 416 WOBA. Minnesota can have 6 righties in there as well, and they got lefties. They both sides of the plate hit Horton, no problem. The wind's gusting in at 4 miles an hour tomorrow, but it's going to be 83 degrees and sunny. Give me the over. We're going to see runs in this game. I don't think it'll be as sweaty as today if whoever had the over or under, you pushed whatever. But I think both teams are going to get runs here, and just give me over. A good old-fashioned run fest for some fun here tomorrow.
I just bet the Cubs money line at -112. By the way, I'm in.
Right. I also just bet that too. Keep me on the board for the over 9 though. Woo. This is just peer pressure.
Cubs train. Well, peer pressure doesn't work good with this group. Pittsburgh, next game up. Pittsburgh on the road at Kansas City. Shout out Kansas City for not scoring many runs in this game, at least for me in the first 5 innings. Easy winner. Spoon, what are your thoughts on Mr. Bubic and Mr. Falter here? Man, this is a big price.
I have a ton of faith in Chris Bubic to pitch well tomorrow. I don't really feel like that's that much of a question, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's got a really good 4-seam. He's got a really good slider. He's got a nasty changeup. This is a guy I just like to watch pitch. He throws with his left hand, and I have a bias just to watching left-handed pitchers. They just do it better. And on the other side of the mountain, we got Bailey Falter. I don't understand why he can't pitch really well to this Royals lineup. On the season, they're bottom 5 in just about any category in hitting versus left-handers. But recently, they're starting to get to him. So I don't know. Maybe this is a spot where I could try to back Kansas City just on the money line. But when you look at the price, I just can't do it. So it's only there for an under for me. These are 2 offenses that have really left a lot to be desired, but you also come down to the right before the All-Star break, everybody's trying to prove themselves, so they either get traded or don't get sent down, and there's a lot of incentives to try to really hit well if you're a player at this point. So I'm not going to get to the ticket window, but I could only get there with an under.
Trev?
Yeah, rinse and repeat. Caglione, whatever. Under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Congratulations. He happened to walk into a home run today. A blind squirrel even finds a nut. So let's see him do it again. He's been just god awful this year. He's cleared this number like 79-80% of the games. And then at home versus lefties, just had this pulled up. Yeah, versus lefties, last 30 plate appearances, he's got a 179 average. 233 on base. So, cool. Congratulations. He still cannot hit. He's a cool player. I'm sure he's going to work out, but right now he just doesn't have it. Got one today. Congrats. Other than that, he did absolutely nothing the entire game. So give it running it back. 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And if anything, just Kansas City team total under yet again.
Yeah, it would be under or pass for me. I just Bubik has been really good, and I also wanted to point out, I know that he's kind of hasn't been like the same dominant pitcher that he was the first month or two, but look at who he's faced on the road at Arizona, the Dodgers, the Rays, on the road at Texas, the Yankees, Detroit, Minnesota. Those are all pretty damn good baseball teams. So I do think that facing this Pirates lineup that we know doesn't really hit lefties well at all. Essentially, if you look at their game logs versus left-handed starters, it's essentially 7 innings of 2 runs every single time down the board. It's kind of crazy. So Pirates really struggle versus hitting lefties. For me, why I haven't played it or anything is that I don't know what to make of this Royals offense versus lefties. I think Spoon is the one that mentioned it. They started to hit lefties. They got to Heaney, they got to Rodriguez, they got to Patrick Corbin. Robleski pitched really well against them. Springs, Lopez, Fried. They got to Liberatore. Skubal was obviously pitched well against them. He's pitches well against everybody, but I don't really know if they're starting to actually heat up versus lefties, or they're just facing really bad lefties. And you could argue that Bailey Falter's a bad lefty as well, but he's been somewhat feasible this year. So I would lean under 8.5. I don't really love it enough to actually play it though.
Spoon, someone said you look like the bastard son of Sergeant Slaughter. Is anyone old enough to remember Sergeant Slaughter?
Yeah, that's why I had to take a second to think of it as face. And yeah, I haven't heard that name.
That's the first time I've heard that one. I get 2 or 3 pretty frequently, but that's
I'm sorry.
The first one
I'm sorry. That was for TV Jones, not Spoon.
What the fuck?
That makes more sense.
It's not funny anymore.
No, TV Jones does look like Sergeant Slaughter a little bit.
Oh my gosh, Spoon, how old are you? Do you know who Sergeant Slaughter is?
I have a slight picture in my mind. This is not anything I frequently watched or anything.
No, you're good. He's a WWF superstar.
Okay, so I was thinking he's an old wrestler. All right,
yeah.
Perfect.
Anyway, Washington, who broke all of our hearts today on the road in St. Louis. I was actually excited for 10 minutes. He had a 2-0 lead going. Life was good. I'm at plus 200, and that lasted literally 10 minutes. So just took Jake Irvin to go back out there to blow that all real fast. So Mackenzie Gore, Andre Palante, Spoon, what say you?
This is another game. I probably just want to go right back to the under. We got Mackenzie Gore on the mound. This guy's been pitching really well. He had one bad start versus the Dodgers, but if you look back recently in his game logs, he's been pitching really well. I think Andre Palante is a guy that pitches way better to lefties than righties. It's represented in all of his numbers, an xFIP that's 1.3 apart. His whip is just about under 1 versus lefties on the season. This Nationals lineup is just filled with hard-hitting lefties. I think he presents a tough matchup for them on the mound. I think they have the bullpen arms ready to go to try to get a win if he puts them in position to, and I just don't see how we get over the total in this one. This is an under for me. I haven't gotten to the ticket window, but that's my strong lean on that. Got a picture pulled up of Sergeant Slaughter. 100% see it. We got to just change TV Jones' nickname now. He does it regularly anyway. Can we just do
Private Slaughter? It's funny that I can't because I can see it coming. Okay.
Well,
Oh, Oh, that was too good. I'm on the same. Well, first 5 under 4.5 minus 130 for me. Same reasons as Spoon. Mackenzie Gore has been really good, all-star type of pitcher so far this year. Cardinals versus left-handed pitching over the last 30 days, 28th in OPS, WOBA, WRC plus, and at home over the last 30 days, they've been a bottom 5 offense as well. So I expect Mackenzie Gore to pitch well. And Palante's been pitching really, really good. I mean, he's been facing somewhat decent teams too, whether the Cubs and Milwaukee and Toronto and Baltimore. So regardless, like Spoon mentioned as well, not really good versus righties, but very, very good versus lefties. And that's most of the Nationals lineup, especially the guys you worry about: Abrams, Wood, Garcia, Lowe. So yeah, I think I don't have a hard time believing we see 5 runs early in this game. So first 5, I paid a little bit of juice for it, but under 4.5 for me. Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, fuck. It's gonna be Cardinals money line for me. Cardinals, every time they've seen Mr. Mackenzie Gore, they've absolutely slaughtered him, I should say. They saw him all the way from 23 to this year. They've gone 5, 5, 6, and 4 off of him, and with a grand total of 6 home runs and 12 walks off of him. Earlier this year, they saw him on 6 2/3. He gave up 4 earned, 2 homers, 3 walks. So I mean, like they've seen him really well. They've already seen him this year, and just historically, they've absolutely crushed him. So give me the Cardinals, and then Palante at home. Versus lefties, he's got a sub 200 average, 251 WOBA, 286 slug, and he's going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential lefties here in this lineup. And then the other ones are just going to be Jacob Young, Riley Adams, and Brady House for the righties. So I think Palante is going to be fine. I think St. Louis gets it done here, and at this cheaper price, giving us Mackenzie Gore. But Mackenzie Gore's never had success versus the Cardinals, and they've already busted his ass once this year. Weather-wise, wind's going to be gusting in 3 miles an hour, but it's going to be almost 90 degrees in St. Louis tomorrow. So I think St. Louis is going to have some success off Gore in this bullpen. I'll take the cheap price with the Cardinals.
Fair enough. I did not look at Mackenzie Gore's history versus the Cardinals. I regret betting my under. I'm just kidding. I didn't notice that though. That's a good catch by you. I still would have bet that under, but I didn't see that. Good catch.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers on Savant. I mean, was scrolling right by 68 plate appearances, 16% strikeout rate, 12% walk rate, a 400 average.
Yeah, it looks like Contreras is killing him. Contreras and Mason Wynn have had a lot of success off of him. It looks like. This is one yesterday or today that kind of made me mad. I didn't pull the trigger on Cleveland, but they won a huge plus price. They're finally correcting these prices now. Cleveland 120 with Saccone on the mound versus Brandon Walter. TV Jones, you want to pick us up? Or Sauce, do you want to go over those picks first?
No, I wasn't going to talk about them. I was just going to put them on the screen so everyone could see them.
Fair enough. TV Jones, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Cleveland's been hitting lefties on the road. Or no, is Walter a lefty or is he a righty? I think it might be thinking of Colton Gordon.
Walter's a lefty, yes.
They're both lefties.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, yeah. So, I mean, Cleveland's been hitting lefties. Houston, no Christian Walker in that lineup. Props to Cleveland. They absolutely busted Hunter Brown's ass today, just up and down. And I think Cleveland can do it again. I think a lot of people are going to think, no way they can sweep again. It's a lefty, this and that. But, the last couple of games, they've been hitting lefties on the road. Now you're going to get Walter. They just hit up Hunter Brown. This offense is starting to roll a little bit. Cleveland's starting to kind of figure it out offensively. So I'm gonna go right back to it with Cleveland money line. Cantillo looked pretty damn good today. I think Ciccone will have a little bit of success tomorrow also against Houston. So give me the plus money with Cleveland. I'm gonna start buying into this team a little bit. They're starting to hit and they're starting to look good. They might they might be onto something here and starting to find the groove.
Charles, I see you're on the Giants money line, by the way. Actually, Charles was probably watching this the next morning, but I might bet the Giants money line with you. I think they're going to crush Luzardo. Anyway, go ahead.
Spoon, your thoughts?
I'm on the exact opposite take of TV Jones, Sergeant Slaughter over there. I already bet Houston money line at minus 140. This is a spot, I think it's really just built for a Houston win. You got Cleveland. They have another game tomorrow. Houston has the day off. You got Slade Ciccone out there. Yeah, he's put up some innings in his last 3 starts, but this isn't a guy you can really rely on for that. Fresh off the IL, he's only had 1 start. I'm not trying to expect him to go another 6 innings versus this Houston lineup. I understand Houston's going to be missing their 3 biggest bats. You got Walker on paternity leave, and Pena and Alvarez are both hurt, but still this Houston lineup, I feel like they can find ways to win. Like I already said, they have the day off tomorrow, so they can exhaust their bullpen, while Cleveland still needs to think about trying to stack wins here, and they have the White Sox on deck, so that's a spot where I really feel like they can probably get some wins. I don't think they're focusing in on this game for it, and I feel like that really adds to the advantage here. Like I said, I already bet it. Cleveland's terrible versus lefties. I see they just hit one in Colton Gordon, but prove it to me. Keep doing it. I don't think they can. So we'll see. Houston money line.
Just letting you know, I'm in on this with you, Spoon. I agree. I'm betting the Astros too.
Over 7.5 for me. I think that Cleveland's numbers are, especially hitting wise, I mean, they're going to be really, really bad regardless. But I do agree with Trevor a little bit that I think they're starting to pick things up a little bit. Obviously, they got to Colton Gordon just before this. Skubal pitched well against them. Congratulations. They got 3 off of Imanaga and 5 1/3. I mean, Boyd's been really, really good this year. I mean, Matthew Liberatore has been pretty decent this year. Eric Lauer's been pretty decent this year. They got 3 off of JP Sears. Not saying that Brandon Walter's been terrible if he's only really had 2 bad starts, but I'm not asking Cleveland to score 7 runs themselves. I'm asking them just to scrape 1 or 2 across the board, because I do agree with you guys that I think that Houston can score some runs on Ciccone, not to mention that I think that Cleveland can score. But if this Houston team can score off of Ciccone I understand that they have those 3 guys out of the lineup, and I know that it hasn't looked great as far as winning games the last couple of days, but they've been scoring runs. And if they're continuing to score runs, I mean, what's to prevent them to put up another 5 or 6 spot today or tomorrow as well? And if they do that and win the game, I think Cleveland puts up a couple. So I just thought that 7.5 was criminally low in a small arena like this. So over for me. We're all over the board on that one.
I have breaking news also. Diddler Fuentes has been optioned. GG's.
Shocker.
Sad day.
Yeah. Texas on the road in LA. Damn. Yeah, I had a first 5 under in this that was dead in the 2nd or 3rd inning. Yeah. Kumar Rocker off of a pretty decent start against the Padres and soft tossing Kyle Hendricks. I know Spoon loves him some Kyle Hendricks, probably has a Kyle Hendricks jersey hanging up in his room right now. So why don't you lead us off?
I don't really think this is a Kyle Hendricks spot. I went back and forth in this game. These are 2 pitchers I like a lot. Probably the public doesn't agree with either of those takes, but Kumar Rocker's a young pitcher out of college, really has already gone through a lot of the growing pains of being a pitcher, had to deal with surgery, all of that. I feel like he's in a good spot where he can pitch well versus this Angels lineup. He struggles with lefties, and the Angels don't really provide any lefties that you have to worry about. So I feel like he can pitch well against the righties you will see in this lineup. You also get, right before the All-Star break, just extra rest for some of your guys. Trout's a guy that's just always hurt. You never know when he might sit out. I think on the other side of this, Kyle Hendricks, as much as I love him, he's probably a good candidate to get hit by these Rangers bats. I think there's a lot of young guys in this lineup that really want to prove themselves. This is a spot for me where I can only be on the Texas Rangers, and I already bet them. I think I got -122 Texas Rangers money line.
Damn, you got a better number than me. I got 126, but rinse and repeat is what Spoon said pretty much. I guess for me, it's just to more highlight Kumar Rocker. He had a couple rough starts to begin the year, or kind of in the beginning of last month. But besides then, I mean, he saw the White Sox at home where he went 5 scoreless. And since then, he's been really, really good. I will give you that Pittsburgh and Seattle and San Diego aren't great offensive teams. But like Scoop said, with this not amount of lefties in that lineup, I'm not really worried about this Anaheim lineup too much. And as far as this Texas lineup is concerned, I mean, they've been somewhat feasible versus right-handed starters. I mean, they got 6 off of Kolick. I mean, 2 off of Vasquez in 6 innings, 6 off of Sagano, 3 off of Young. I know those guys have been bad. I mean, Castillo and Wu pitched well against them, but they got to 4 off of Gilbert as well. So I know that you can poke holes in that argument, especially with this Rangers offense. They're so hit or miss, but I do think that they had the advantage in almost every facet of this game. So to get them, I think it's more of a bet for me on Rocker than anything else. But yeah, I bet the Rangers as well. TV Jones?
Yeah, honestly, run it back with the Angels for me. Plus 109. Texas had 9 fucking free walks today. They had 9 free guys on the bases. Soriano looked awful. He had 5, and then Allegheny, whatever the hell that guy's name is, had 4 more himself. So they had 9 runs. They had like 12 runs, 13 runs on 12 hits. So I mean, with the hits, and then you had 21 guys on base. I know Hendricks is not a great guy you want to back, but I feel like Texas offense is going to regress a little bit. Kyle Hendricks doesn't walk guys. I mean, he's walked 3 guys his last 5 appearances. He played Toronto, Houston, Yankees, the A's, and then Washington too. So he doesn't strike guys out, but he doesn't give up free passes either. And I think the Angels offense has been, they looked awful tonight, but overall they've been pretty decent lately. And Kumar Rocker, I'm not a fan of this guy. I like going against him, so I'm going to take the Angels to bounce back here. Nobody's going to want to bet the Angels after tonight. Texas had 21 guys on base tonight. They brought home 13 of them. So I think it's a little bit of regression tomorrow. I know it's scary as fuck to put some faith in Kyle Hendricks, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to run it back one more time. If they get blasted again, then I'm officially off the Angels train for a hot minute here.
My bet in this one would be the same thing I said last night. I didn't I didn't bet it, but I said over or pass. The Angels are hitting. The Rangers seem to be coming around. I don't trust either starting pitcher. So the reason I didn't bet it is I already had so many bets open, but I would have won. So it would be over or pass again. I think both starters get rocked.
And Toast, don't worry, I got minus 126. I just double checked. You didn't get a worse number.
It's Brandon Pfaadt Day. What's up, everybody? Yay! Arizona on the road at San Diego. TV Jones, take it away. Everybody already knows my opinion on this one.
Over. Dylan Cease on the bump. Don't really trust him a whole heck of a lot. And then you got Brandon Pfaadt on the bump too. So give me the over. Both bullpens. San Diego. I fell asleep in the middle of this game, so I don't know who exactly they used out of the bullpen. But I think it was Morjon. I think I saw was in there at the end. Yeah, Moran. Adam went. Suarez went. Suarez had 20 pitches. Adam had 15. Moran only had 8, so he might be able to go. But I got no. Of course, the AI has made the appearance. It would just be over for me. Absolute fate of both of these starting pitchers and bullpens. Ketel Marte played tonight. So, I mean, I guess they're just going to keep running him out. Yeah. Oh, why? Did he get hurt again?
No, I was just saying that's just how he's been. It's so.
Gotcha. Well, regardless, it's just going to be the over or nothing for me. I don't have any faith in these pitchers or bullpens currently either. So over 8 for me.
Yeah, you can get a 7.5 on Caesars at minus 115. You can also get that on Bet365. You can sign me up for that. I think I've made it very clear. I've tried to help you guys, the world, that let you guys know how bad Brandon Pfaadt is. Some have listened and made money. Some haven't.
Wait, what's your bet?
Over 7.5, minus 115. And as far as Dylan Cease goes, I mean, he really hasn't looked good over his last 7 starts. I mean, he had a legacy start against the Dodgers at home where he went 7 innings, didn't give up any runs, and then he got absolutely destroyed by the Dodgers on the road. The next start, he looked decent against Kansas City, but besides that, I mean, he really hasn't looked great. And I know that this Arizona lineup hasn't looked great either, but they are still scoring 3 or 4 runs a night. And if I can get just 3 or 4 off of Brandon Pfaadt, which everybody in the world can do, I think this game goes over 7.5. Not to mention, Trevor pointed it out as well. Padres used essentially their whole bullpen tonight. Suarez, Adam, Morihone, and Estrada. Those are the 4 guys I talked about why we bet them today. Well, they are all used. They're all 2 of the last 3 nights. These are the times that you fade the Padres or think that the other teams are going to score runs. So over 7.5 for me. Spoon?
Yeah, I kind of bounced back and forth with this game. I landed on the Padres here. you kind of hinted at it. Ketel Marte is dealing with a groin injury. That's one of those things that it's whether you feel good that day or not. We're getting closer to the All-Star break. They want to get this guy some rest. This is one of the most important bats to their lineup. I think Dylan Cease is a guy that can take advantage of that lineup, especially if Ketel Marte is not in there. You mentioned that one really good start versus the Dodgers. This guy's got it in his arm every single time he walks out there. It's just whether the mentality's right there or not. And I see him locked in right before the All-Star break. He's staring at all these pitchers that got selected for All-Star selections. And
well, he didn't deserve one. So I hope he's not looking at him jealous.
He knows that
sure as hell
he
didn't
has
deserve
an
it.
arm capable of doing it. And I see a weakened Diamondbacks lineup without Ketel Marte. We can get kind of money on it. I still haven't gone to the window, but I'm debating the Padres. The bullpen is what's keeping me off right now. If the bullpen was a little fresher, I feel like I'd get there, but you can only get really 6 good innings out of Cease after that. You need to turn it over, and I don't see a bridge. I do see 1 or 2 of these really good arms available, but it's probably not enough, so I won't get there. But put me up on the board for Padres money line.
All right, next game
Yeah,
up.
Brandon Pfaadt's terrible.
Well, that's why I couldn't bet Arizona. I really wanted to bet Arizona just because on top of the 4 guys that I mentioned, Suarez, Adam, Morihone, and Estrada working, and they're all 2 of the last 3. The Diamondbacks.
Are you a hater? Did I completely miss that?
I'm not a hater. I don't think that he was talked about as like one of these upper echelon pitchers. And I do agree that the talent and the stuff is there, but he hasn't performed at the level that he did in 2022 for a while. I mean, I think that he's talked up more than he really is. I'm not really that impressed with him, to be dead honest with you. He can look very good at times and damn near unhittable. And other times it just everything goes out the window. Doesn't necessarily always go deep into games, so you're always putting your bullpen in a situation. I guess I'm not a hater. I'm just a realist, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see. Atlanta on the road in Oakland or Sacramento, excuse me. Bryce Elder still has a job. Congratulations. And Mitch Spence. TV Jones, I know you've been on the Athletics train for a while now. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, just gonna go back with the over here. Bryce Elder on the road. I just had these pulled up, of course. His last 90 plate appearances on the road. Where are you at, Mr. Elder? Where are you at? I just lost him. Go figure. Where is he? Oh, yeah, just kidding. I was looking at his home splits, dumbass. Yeah, no, it would still be, I don't know. I still don't trust Atlanta and Elder. I like the over. I was looking at the home splits, but on the road, I know the A's just put up 10 or 11 tonight. That team total was free. Absolutely free, first inning cash. But I think they're going to be able to hit up him, and I don't really have a lot of faith in Mitch Spence. But I have more faith in the Athletics offense than I do in Bryce Elder personally, and this Atlanta offense. And the A's hit at home. They just do. They have all year. So I think Bryce Elder's do a little bit of regression on his road. His road splits look pretty damn good. He's got the lowest xFIP on the board tomorrow with a 284, but he's got a 483 FIP. So he is due some positive regression, but you don't go to Sacramento to regress positively, especially when Sacramento or the Athletics, whatever they are, hit. So I'll take the over 10.5. If I had to pick a side, I would go with the A's again. I need Atlanta to start looking decent and string some wins and shit together. But they have not all year.
I'll just go off of that. It would be over or pass. I don't know. It's just really hard for me to figure out what to do. I mean, what do we expect from this Braves? What do we expect from this Braves offense? I mean, that's why I can't play, because I can't expect them to contribute. But I mean, Mitch Benz hasn't been good at all. I mean, he should give up 2 or 3 runs to this Braves team in 5 innings or so easily, but I don't trust the Braves to do that. And then Bryce Elder, I mean, what has Bryce Elder done? I mean, on the road at Dodger Stadium, he goes 4 innings, gives up 3 runs. On the road in Tampa Bay, he gives up 9 hits in 6 innings and 5 runs. Then road starts in Colorado, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and Miami, like the who's who of worst offenses in Major League Baseball. And now he's facing an A's team that's kind of caught fire offensively, and as at home, like the A's should put up 6 or 7 runs against him on paper. So again, it would be only Oakland for me at this price. I don't know if I can actually, I'm not going to actually bet it, but it'd only be Oakland at the plus money. Spoon.
So Acuna got scratched for today's game really late with back tightness. I believe this guy's in the home run derbies, probably overswinging in batting practice kind of thing. This is a guy they really value here in Atlanta. I don't expect them to roll him out there tomorrow. So without Acuna in this lineup, I feel like this line looks a little differently. I don't know that the market's completely pricing that in. Also on the opposite side, you have Jacob Wilson, one of the most important bats for the Athletics. This guy hits everybody. Got hit in the arm today with a pitch. He got pulled immediately from the game. I don't know that he's going tomorrow. So that's 2 bats out of this game that I feel like kind of impact both teams evenly, but I don't feel like it's fully factored into the market at this point. And I could only get there with the Athletics. I feel like Mitch Spence is really used to pitching in this park. If you look at his last 2 games, yeah, he went to Tampa Bay and New York, this same exact park located on the East Coast in 1,200 miles separation. And he gave up some runs to Tampa Bay, he gave up some runs to New York. Cleveland tagged him for a few, but at home, he's pitched pretty well against Houston. He pitched pretty well against Minnesota. I don't feel like Atlanta is going to have the bats, especially if Acuna doesn't play, to really get to him. And on the opposite side, we have Bryce Elder, who you can't make any excuse for this guy. You started it with he still has a job. That it's kind of a question mark. 4 earned runs versus LA, 9 earned runs versus Philly, 5 versus Miami, 4 versus Colorado. This is a guy that's really not pitching well, and it's not in this little league Oakland park. Now he's got to go there. I really feel like these Athletics bats can tag him. Even without Wilson in this lineup, I still like it. I kind of wonder which way this line will move.
It's already moving.
Exactly.
Oakland was plus 115 earlier. They're like around 105. I mean, you can still get 115 on one book, but it's moving. It's moving fast.
So I feel like that's kind of the Acuna stuff probably baking itself into the market. It's a lot to say he won't go twice on back tightness, but I really feel like they're going to be precautious with this guy, especially with his injury history. And I could only get there with Oakland. I'm really close to making the bet. I just haven't done it yet.
Depending on,
I'll ride with you guys if you take it.
I'm taking Oakland at 115. Yeah.
Depending on how low this line goes, because I kind of want to be on the Atlanta side, not at minus 130, but if I can get a Braves minus 115 or close to a pick by the start of this game, I might be on Atlanta, but not at this price. I would need it to move. So maybe at the tail end of this market, close to pick. I mean, close to the game. If you're going to give me a pick with a significantly better team against Mitch Spence, I'm going to take it. So I want to be in Atlanta, not at this price, though.
Significantly better. They had like the same record.
Well, do you think the A's are the better team?
I don't think that's not the question. You say significantly better. There's a difference.
I think the Braves are
with
significantly better.
With the Braves injuries, yes, I don't think they're significantly better. But anywho, Kyle's on the Braves. Braves up.
I'm waiting. Only if the price drops to a certain. Spoon, where can they find your stuff?
You can find all my action on X at Spoon's Bets, and you can find me over on Pub Sports a few times a week. I'll be on Thursday with my guy Jimmy the Bag in the afternoon. We start about noon and go through the entire MLB card and a few other sports. Sundays I do a show with my guy Wine Time, and then I'll be over here. Thanks for having me.
And you guys can always find Sergeant Slaughter on Monday Night Heat, Saturday Night Nitro, or whatever the fuck.
Can I ask one question before we get out of here?
No.
Okay. Well,
I'm the host. Go ahead. Yes, you can. I'm the host.
Today was the last day we gave Mizorowski a plus money. Was that a dumb take, or was that it's pretty good? Pretty fucking good.
What's his next
Nice.
start? What's his next start?
Let's take a gander here. Should be after the All-Star break. I'm pretty positive. It ends this week, right? Yeah. So it should be
At
after
Dodger Stadium.
Dodgers.
No way.
He's gonna be plus money, bro.
I forgot we're.
He's gonna be
He's
plus
gonna be
money.
plus money at home. Yep. Dodgers
Oh,
at home.
didn't even make it one freaking start.
It'll be a pick'em. I'm gonna call it. It's gonna be pick'em.
No, it's not, bro.
No way.
It's gonna be the second game out. It's probably gonna be Glass now.
Feed me Glasnow
All right.
versus Mizorowski.
Everyone enjoy your night betting league stuff. Give me about 25 minutes. Bet responsibly. I'll be up for several hours doing college football stuff. So if you need me, hit me up in the Discord. Talk to you guys later.